Good morning, beta. Good morning, everyone. Is everything fine with audio as well as screen, beta? Yeah, I'll do beta. I'll do the both. Whatever is required. Either if PDF is required, I'll use a PDF. If notepad is required, I'll use a notepad. Okay. Are you getting my voice and screen properly, beta? Yeah, that's. Thank you for the confirmation. So, if you guys remember in the last class, we have discussed about the chemical properties of alcohols. Under that, for us, this ethyl alcohol is very important. But if you look at the uses of ethyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol is used in the preparation of alcoholic beverages. Various type of alcoholic beverages are being prepared by using this ethyl alcohol. Okay, different type of beverages that we generally take it either in the form of various beverages will consist a certain percentage of ethyl alcohol. Okay, ethyl alcohol, those percentages are not important for us. Okay, see, if you take soft drinks, soft drinks consist around 2 to 3% of this ethyl alcohol. If you take any type of alcoholic beverages such as beer, wine, all of them are made by ethyl alcohol. If you take beer consists around beer consists, if you're talking about the beer, that consists around 3 to 6% of ethyl alcohol. Okay, if you're talking about wine, wine consists of around 8 to 10% of ethyl alcohol. Okay, these are all the various percentage of ethyl alcohol in different types of beverages. Right, ethyl alcohol used as a solvent in perfumes, paints, and varnishes and dyes. Ethyl alcohol is made industrially. Mainly, it is used as a solvent in the preparation of different types of perfumes as well as paints and varnishes. Right. Ethyl alcohol is used as a preservative in biological specimens. Right. Hope you know, since most of you are from biological background, might be knowing about this. So what is meant by preservative? See, in order to preserve, if you want to prevent the disintegration or decomposition of any biological body, so it need to be preserved. So for this prevention of the process of prevention of disintegration or decomposition of the biological species is called as a preservation, which is basically either by using this formalin or by using ethyl alcohol. We generally preserve this biological specimens. If you go to the biology lab, you will find various biological specimens which are placed in certain liquid. That liquid, either it might be ethyl alcohol, it might be or in formalin. So it is used in the biological preservation. All right, ethyl alcohol is used to prepare acetaldehyde, acetic acid. So it is used in the preparation of various compounds like acetaldehyde. How to convert this ethyl alcohol to? See, ethyl alcohol can be converted into acetaldehyde. How? By using either PCC or PDC, anything if you use. So it will be converted into what? Acetaldehyde. It will be converted into. Right. It is used in the preparation of acetic acid. If you treat this with K2Cr2O7 in presence of acidic medium, it will be converted into acetic acid. This is your acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. This is your acetic acid. It is used in the preparation of acetaldehyde, acetic acid. Chloroform. If you want to prepare if you treat it with the chlorine presence of basic medium, that it forms chloroform. And if you treat it with iodine in presence of what? Iodine in presence of base, it will form iodoform. So these are all called. This is your chloroform. In the last class, I told you this is your iodoform. All right. And it is also used in the making of ethyl iodide. If you treat it this, if you treat this with HI it will be converted into ethyl iodide. So ethyl alcohol is used in the preparation of acetaldehyde, acetic acid, chloroform, iodoform. Okay, ethyl iodide. Ethyl alcohol is used as antifreezer in car radiators, spirit lamps, and antiseptics. See, most of the suppose if you are talking about the European countries, generally there will be temperatures are a little bit less than us. Mostly in the time of winter, the temperatures drop down to very minus degrees. So in that conditions, what happens? The fuel in the automobiles gets frozen. So if the fuel gets frozen, what happens? That automobile won't be able to run properly. It won't be able to run function better. So in the process of preventing this freezing of fuel used in these automobiles, they add some anti-freezing agents, which will reduce the freezing point of the fuel to much less temperature. So these substances which are added to decrease the freezing point of this fuel are called as anti-freezing, or what they are called, anti-freezing agents or anti-freezers. So they are called. This ethyl alcohol and ethylene glycol are used as anti-freezers in car radiators. Spirit lamps, and it is also used as an antiseptic. What is antiseptic, beta? Which is used as a germicide, or to kill the microorganisms which can be applied on the human body surfaces, are called as antiseptics. Right. Ethyl alcohol is used to prepare power alcohol and nathalite and substituted petrol. But it is also used in the preparation of eco-friendly petrol. So these are all the various uses of ethyl alcohol. And after this, there is one other important concept called method to distinguish. Methods to distinguish primary and secondary alcohols. This is a very, very important aspect. But okay, methods of distinguishing. Okay, distinguishing. Okay, primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. Primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. So as I told you, beta, there are three important methods. One we call Lucas method, beta, or we can say Lucas test. One we say Lucas test. Second, oxidation by K2Cr2O7, beta, in acidic medium. Third, we can say, beta, okay, oxidation by copper. And fourth, we say, beta, Victor-Mayer test. This is an important test which we call Victor-Mayer test. Beta. These are the four methods that are used for the distinguished primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. Beta. As I already told you. So what is Lucas reagent, beta? Lucas reagent is nothing but this anhydrous ZnCl2 plus concentrated HCl is called as a Lucas reagent. Okay, what happens? See, this tertiary alcohols will immediately react with the Lucas reagent and forms turbidity or PPT immediately, beta. Whereas secondary alcohols will form the PPT after 5 minutes, whereas primary alcohol will form the PPT after prolonged eating, or they may not form a PPT even after prolonged eating. Sometimes they may form, beta, sometimes they may not form. So this, based on this test I've already explained, beta. What is the first test? Lucas test. Okay, so what is Lucas reagent? See, whatever the alcohol given to you, whatever the alcohol provided to you, that must be added to a Lucas reagent. Testing with a mixture of concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is called as Lucas reagent. Okay, see, to the alcohol, even after adding this Lucas reagent, if the PPT or turbidity is not obtained, it may obtain or it may not be obtained. But sometimes they will say, yeah, after eating for 30 minutes or more than 30 minutes, sometimes you will get the turbidity, sometimes you may not get the turbidity. So it is not certain. It will not be uniform for all the alcohols. So if you want to say, what you can say as like some different books, it is given differently. Actually, reason is that some of the compound may give and some of the compound may not be given. So what I better to say is that, see, even after heating for several minutes, PPT may or may not be formed. Okay. And what about the secondary alcohols? The turbidity or PPT is formed 5 to 10 minutes of heating, beta. 5 to 10 minutes of heating, which I have already explained. Turbidity is formed immediately. So if the turbidity is formed immediately, you call them as tertiary alcohol, beta. If it is formed after 5 minutes, you call it as what is this? You call it a secondary alcohol. If the turbidity is formed after a long time of heating, this is called primary alcohol. This is the best method for the distinction of primary, secondary. It's a very, very important one test, beta. It is a very, very important test to distinguish a primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohol. Is that clear? You need to remember this combination. Concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride is called as a Lucas reagent. Okay, what is the reason, beta? Since if you are talking about this is the reactivity due to the OH bond cleavage, CO bond cleavage, what is the order of decreasing order of reactivity of alcohols with respect to CO bond? Tertiary to secondary, secondary to primary, what happens? Reactivity decreases. So because of that reason, see, since tertiary will most reactive, it will completely, whenever you add this glucose reagent to tertiary alcohol, immediately what happens? All the alcohol will be converted into alkyl chloride beta, because of whatever the turbidity which you get, that is because of the formation of this tertiary alkyl chloride beta. Here, whatever the turbidity that you get because of the tertiary secondary alkyl halide. So this is because of the primary alkyl halide. Are you getting this? Whatever the PPT or the turbidity that is formed due to the formation of what beta? Alkyl chloride it is. Here you get the turbidity because of the formation of alkyl chloride. Is that clear beta? So this is your first test beta. Second test is called catalytic dehydrogenase, or we can say this is I told you it as what beta? Oxidation by copper beta. Oxidation by copper. See, vapors of alcohols are passed. Everything has been already discussed, but it's just a revision. Okay, vapors of alcohols are passed over the hot metal. What happens, sir? Since primary alcohol will be converted into aldehyde beta, whereas secondary alcohol will be converted into ketone, and tertiary will undergo what beta? Dehydration to form alkenes. All right. See, this is a third method which I told you. Oxidation by what beta? Oxidation by K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium beta. What happens, sir? If you are oxidizing this by K2Cr2O7, what it will form in the sense? See, primary alcohols will be converted into carboxylic acid with the same number of compounds beta. This is your primary alcohol, which is converted into what? Carboxylic acid with same number of same number of carbon atoms in there, the compound as that of the alcohol. And whereas secondary alcohol will be first converted into ketones beta. If you strongly heat it up, okay, if you subject it to the drastic condition, that it may be converted into carboxylic acid with less number of carbons. Are you getting it? If you are talking about the tertiary, generally tertiary will not react. Okay. However, if you subject it in the drastic conditions, what happens beta? It will be further converted into ketone beta. So this is a third distinction. And if you are talking about the fourth test, this is important for us. Victor-Meyer test we call this. What is Victor-Meyer test in the sense? This is your Victor-Meyer test beta. What is this? Fourth one. Victor-Meyer test we call. What does this Victor-Meyer test is that? In Victor-Meyer test, what we do? It is also called as a RBC test beta. What do you call? RBC test. See what happens here, alcohols has to be first. What you have to do, whatever the alcohol is given to you beta, okay, that should be, whether it may be primary or secondary, this should be treated with a phosphorus triad, which will form, what it will form beta? Corresponding, this is your alcohol beta. What it is will form? Alkyl iodide it will form. Alkyl iodide it will form. This alkyl iodide should be treated with a silver nitrite beta. So that it will form alkyl, okay, nitroalkane you call beta. What do you call it as? This is you form nitroalkane you get. Nitroalkane. So this is on reaction with HNO2. Here you can distinguish, okay, either you can distinguish if you get a, okay, this is followed by base beta. This is followed by base. If it forms red color beta, this is you call tertiary alcohol. Sorry, this is you call primary alcohol beta. What do you call it as? This is you call primary alcohol. If you get the red color, so try to understand up to here what you are doing beta. What you are doing. See, up to here afterwards you will have the three possibilities. This is on HNO2 followed by base beta. If you get a red color, this is you call primary alcohol. So this is on HNO2, okay, and no reaction with base. This is you give blue color. Blue color indicates beta. What is this? A secondary alcohol. Okay, if no reaction with HNO2, no reaction in the sensor, this is you call colorless, which indicates a tertiary alcohol. See why I have called it as a RBC means primary alcohol will give red color beta, and this secondary alcohol will give blue color beta. And what about this primary alcohol? They are colorless. What is this RBC stands for, beta? See this primary alcohols, okay, gives what color, beta? Secondary alcohol gives what color, beta? Tertiary alcohols gives by Victor Mayer test what it will give. So this will give beta red. So this will give beta blue. This will give beta what? Colorless. So hence we call it as RBC. R stands for 1 degree beta, B stands for 2nd degree, 3 stands for 3 degree. Just remember this. Just remember this. Is that okay, beta? So what is the reason for this? If you look at what happens, why it is reacting so? If I take a primary alcohol, see if I take a primary alcohol, beta, what happens here? This is my primary alcohol. What is the characteristic of primary alcohol? It contains 2 hydrogens at alpha carbon. Primary alcohol. Okay, what does it happen? It will react with the phosphorus triiodide, which will form RCH2I. This is your alkyl added. This is on reaction with AgNO2. What does it form, beta? RCH2 NO2 it will form. This is on reaction with the okay nitrous acid, beta. What happens here? What happens here? Let me write a little bit clearly. What happens here, beta? Here this will get eliminated, beta. What gets eliminated here? This thing will get eliminated. So what does you get, beta? Here you get a okay RCHNO2 okay N double bond O. So this gets tautomerizes into what does it gets, beta? It gets converted into particular compound like this. This is called nitrolic acid. So this is in base. This is in base, beta. What happens? It exists in the form of RC double bond, okay, O minus Na plus NO2. This is called sodium nitrolate. Sodium nitrolate. This gives you a red color. The red color is because of this particular complex. Are you getting this? So since primary consists of 2 alpha hydrogen, what it consists of? It consists of 2 alpha hydrogen. How many alpha hydrogen? 2 alpha hydrogen. It is able to react with okay nitrous acid and gives this is a sequence of reactions given. Are you looking at it? See, this is the reactions given here. First, what gets eliminated here? This water gets eliminated. Here, what gets eliminated? Here, if you look at here, if you look at here, if you look at this AgI gets eliminated. Here, what gets eliminated here? Here, if you look at it, here water gets eliminated. Are you getting this? Right, beta. This is your sodium nitrolic acid. So this will give a red color. Are you getting this? And if you talk about the secondary alcohols, beta, why it is giving means 2. Here also the same sort of reactions happens, beta. First of all, what gets eliminated? H2O gets eliminated. It forms corresponding ethyl halide. And what gets eliminated, beta? Here AgI gets eliminated, beta. And what gets eliminated here? Your water gets eliminated. Here, this will not react with base, beta. No reaction with base. No, it does not insoluble in base, beta. What do you say here? See, this particular nitrolic acid, this is a insoluble in base, beta. What is this? Insoluble in base. Here, this is soluble, beta. This is soluble in base. Primary is soluble in base, beta. This is insoluble in base. So no, what color it gives? Because it is insoluble, it gives blue color. Are you getting? Secondary will give blue color. And tertiary, if you look at, beta, it will react with HI. Removal of water takes place. It will react with nitrous, silver nitrate. Removal of AgI takes place. No reaction with what, beta? No reaction with HNO2 due to the absence of alpha hydrogen. Why? Why? Due to the absence of alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen. Okay, here if you take this is having 0 alpha hydrogen beta. Here it is having 1 alpha hydrogen. Here it is having 2 alpha hydrogen. This is how it makes a difference. Are you getting this? So what you need to remember from the Victor-Meyer test is simple thing is you have to remember this. This is an RBC state. What this R stands beta, this is R stands primary, B stands secondary beta, C stands tertiary. Red blood, red blue color beta, red blue color. Is that clear? These are the important tests beta. Victor-Meyer test is very, very important. What are the sequence of reagents used? What are the sequence of reagents used beta here? See, first you have to use it this way. Okay, what has been given beta? Either it will be given either pH PI3 or it will be given HI beta. Both of them can be given. It does not make any difference. Don't confuse with the phosphorus triadir or HI. It can be used anything beta. So this is a sequence of reactions. Is that clear beta? How many methods are there? Total 4 methods are there. One is the Lucas test. Second one is what? Oxidation by copper. Third, oxidation by K2Cr2O7 in H plus beta. Fourth what? Fourth Victor-Meyer test. These are the 4 tests. Are you getting this one? Hoping that it is clear beta. Let me go to the questions of okay. So this is a classroom discussion beta. See, from the properties of alcohols, these are the questions from the properties of alcohols. Let me take some of the questions of this particular topic. If I take the some of the questions, see which of the following is the correct order of acidic strength? Which of the following is correct order of acidic strength? I have already told you beta. See, if I tell you the relative acidic strength of various organic compounds, okay, carboxylic acids are more acidic. Carboxylic acids followed by phenols, followed by methyl alcohol, followed by water, followed by alcohol, followed by ammonia, followed by alkanes. These are called alkanes. This is your ammonia. So what is the order? The correct order of reactivity is okay, water, alcohol, ammonia, and alkanes. This is a correct decreasing order of acidic strength of various compounds. Is that clear beta? If you look at the next question, the reaction of tertiary butyl alcohol with hard copper. What is tertiary butyl alcohol beta? The tertiary butyl alcohol is that CH3, CH3, okay, CH2H OH. Whenever you are heating, okay, copper at 350 degrees Celsius, what happens beta? This elimination of what gets eliminated here? Something like this. This bond goes here and this bond goes outside. What gets removed here? CH3, CH3, okay, CH2 plus water it comes. What is this compound? If you number this compound, 1, 2, 3, what will be the name beta? 2-methyl propene it will form. What does it forms? 2-methyl propene it will form. What is the answer? Okay, what is happening beta? Dehydration is taking place. Dehydration occur. Dehydration is occurring. So 2-methyl butene on oxymercuration demercuration. First of all, you write what is a so this is your 2-methyl 1-butene. How? This is your first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, and fourth carbon. This is your 3-methyl but 1 in beta. So when you subject this to what is oxymercuration and demercuration beta? HEG OCH3 taken twice, okay, H2O and THF beta. This is your first reagent. What is the second reagent? Sodium borohydrate in basic medium. What happens here? It follows OMDM. We say beta. OMDM follows okay Markovnikov's rule beta. Markovnikov's rule without rearrangement. Without rearrangement. So what does you have to do beta? So what is Markovnikov's rule? If I say Markovnikov's rule, let me write it clearly beta. See what happens here. This is a CH3, okay, CH3H, CH double bond CH2. So this is a double bonded carbon having a two hydrogens beta. This is a double bonded carbon having one hydrogen. So according to Markovnikov's rule, what happens? What we say beta? Hydrogen is added. Hydrogen is added to the double bonded carbon. To the double bonded carbon having more number of hydrogens. More number of hydrogens. Which out of this having more number of hydrogens? So what is mean by this? You need to add this hydrogen. What are the hydrogen that is coming beta? So what you have to do? CH3, okay, CH3, okay, H. So this is hydrogen you are adding. This is hydrogen you are adding, and this is water you are adding. So how does it becomes? It becomes this is your first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon. What is the name beta? The name is okay 3-methyl butane 2-ol beta. What is the product form? 3-methyl butane 2-ol it will form. This is your answer. This is your answer. Is that clear? Beta, is that clear? I open the chat box. You can comment if you want anything. Is that understood, beta? Yeah. So if you go to the next question, the primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols are distinguished by, we just have discussed method. See, oxidation method can be used beta. Oxidation method in the sense we can use oxidation method includes two methods beta. What is either by oxidation by copper beta or by oxidation by what beta? K2Cr2O7 in H plus beta. Either these two methods. Lucas test. What is Lucas test beta? Okay, concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2. This is we call Lucas test beta. What is Victor Mayer's test? I just have defined RBC test we call. So all of them are used for the distinguishing of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols beta. What is the answer? What is alcohol beta? What is the Lucas test? Lucas test. See, primary PPD formed after prolonged eating or not. Secondary PPD form when beta? After 5 to 10 minutes of eating. See, turbid here what? PPD form immediately. This is what is this? If you get red color beta, this is your primary. If you get blue color, this is your secondary. If it's colorless, this is your tertiary beta. This is how you have to distinguish between the primary, secondary, tertiary by using a okay. In case of here, what beta? Primary will give aldehyde, secondary will be ketone. Primary will be give aldehyde, secondary will be ketone beta. So which of the following reaction conditions are used for the conversion of ethyl alcohol to ethylene beta? Here he said that ethyl alcohol beta, CH3, CH2. I told you this is a temperature controlled reaction beta. If I told you that this is a temperature controlled reaction, if you use a concentrated H2SO4 beta at 100 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Celsius and concentrated H2SO4 at 40 degrees Celsius, and if you use concentrated H2SO4 at 170 degrees Celsius, okay. See here you will get beta CH3 CH2 SO4H beta. This is ethyl hydrogen sulfate. Ethyl hydrogen sulfate beta. Here you will get a diethyl ether. You will get what you will get diethyl ether. You will get here you will get beta ethane. So what is this? This is you call ethylene. Ethylene. So what is the temperature required for this conversion of ethyl alcohol? This is your ethyl alcohol beta. What is the temperature required for this? What is the temperature required beta? Concentrated H2SO4 170 degrees Celsius is required for the conversion of ethyl alcohol to ethylene beta. Is this clear, guys? Is this clear beta? I open the chart box. Yeah, right. So ethanol and methanol are miscible in water due to why ethanol? Miscible means what beta? Miscible in the sense soluble beta. Soluble in water. Okay. Ethanol and methanol are soluble in water. Why beta? Due to hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond. What is hydrogen bonding? See, basically this is CH3 CH are what beta? This is partial positive beta. This is partial negative. It will form hydrogen bonding with water beta. This is your hydrogen bond. Are you getting this? Something like this. So this is you call H bond. Due to this H bond, they are soluble in water. So which of the following alcohol is not oxidized by PCC? What is PCC beta? PCC stands for pyridinium chlorochromate. Which oxidizes primary alcohols to aldehydes beta, secondary alcohols to ketones beta. Tertiary no effect. Tertiary alcohols not effect. Unaffected. So what is this beta? This is your primary N-butyl in the sense primary alcohol. Secondary butyl in the secondary alcohol. Isobutyl means primary alcohol. Tertiary means tertiary beta. So which of the following is not oxidized? Tertiary is not oxidized. Are you getting it? Tertiary is not oxidized by PCC. See beta, here you have given with an equation. What is the equation given beta? So this is a isobutylene. What you call it as? Isobutylene you call it as. So this is your first case. This particular compound is subjected to two cases. What are the two cases, sir? The first one is given. So this is acid catalyzed hydration. Acid catalyzed hydration will produce what it will produce beta? It follows Markovnikov rule. By following Markovnikov, this follows what beta? Markovnikov rule it follows. So what does it forms? It forms a tertiary alcohol beta, tertiary butyl alcohol. Whereas if you are subjecting to this, what is this beta? Okay, hydroboration oxidation beta, hydroboration oxidation which follows anti-Markovnikov rule. If it follows anti-Markovnikov rule, what is the product beta? What is the product? This is a product. This is what a isobutyl alcohol. Isobutyl alcohol, which is a primary alcohol. What is this? This is a primary alcohol. So these two can be distinguished by. So in A is what beta? A is a tertiary alcohol and B is a primary alcohol. So these two can be distinguished by which of the following beta? So Lucas reagent can be used beta. Lucas reagent is used for the distinguish this A and B beta. Are you getting this? You can distinguish this A and B form. Okay, we just have seen what are the methods that are used for the distinguish of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. Is that clear, better? Is that clear, beta? Chat box, yeah. Right. See, these are the questions from student practice questions, beta. Student practice questions. See, which of the following oxidizing agent? Which of the following is an oxidizing agent? See, beta, this KMnO4. KMnO4 is an oxidizing agent. This is a reducing agent. And this is also reducing agent. Reducing agent. And here KMnO4 is in sulfuric acid will be oxidizing agent. Direct question. See, in the Lucas test, of alcohols, appearance of cloudiness is due to the formation. What is Lucas test, beta? Alcohols on reaction with a concentrated HCl in presence of what, beta? Anhydrous ZnCl2 is called Lucas. So why it forms turbidity, beta? Due to the formation of this alkyl chloride. Whatever the alkyl chloride which is formed, that gives the cloudiness or turbidity, or what we call, beta? What we call it as PPT. So this is due to what, beta? Alkyl chloride. What is the product of Lucas reagent, beta? The product of Lucas reagent is alkyl chloride, beta. Is that clear, beta? The order of reactivity of alcohols with the sodium metal, beta. First of all, okay, reaction of alcohols with the sodium metal, is due to their acidic nature. Acidic nature, or what we say, beta, or OH bond cleavage, beta. What is this type of reaction? OH bond cleavage. So what is a decreasing order of reactivity, beta? Decreasing order of reactivity of alcohols due to OH bond breaking is what, beta? See, methyl alcohol followed by primary alcohol, followed by secondary alcohol, followed by tertiary alcohol. So what is the order, beta? Primary, secondary, tertiary, beta. What is the order? Order is primary, secondary, tertiary, beta. What is this reaction, beta? This reaction is nothing but alcohols on reaction with sodium metal. What does it form, beta? Sodium alkoxide plus a half mole of H2 gas will be liberated. So this is your reaction. Yeah, the reaction is due to the breaking of this particular bond. Which bond is undergoing breaking? This bond is undergoing breaking. So in the reaction, see, the same reaction is given. What is the reaction given? Reaction of alcohol with sodium metal. So what does it is forming, beta? It is forms this particular reaction with the liberation of H2 gas. So what does it suggest, beta? This indicates this reaction suggests acidic nature. Reaction of alcohols with the sodium due to their acidic nature. Due to their acidic nature, it indicates that alcohols are acidic in nature. If anybody asks, how can you say that alcohols are acidic in nature? Means I already told you, beta, alcohols are weak acids. Alcohols are weak acids. They do not give litmus test. Gives litmus test. Okay, do not react with NaOH, strong base like NaOH. Even after they are not giving litmus test as well as not reaction with NaOH, if anybody asks, how could you say that alcohols are acidic in nature? How could we say that? Because it can react with sodium metal, which is basic in nature. Since it can react with a metal, we can call that alcohols are acidic in nature. So what is the answer for this? The answer for this question is that indicates that all acidic in nature. Which of the following gives iodoform test? What is iodoform test? See, iodoform test, I already told you, beta. This is called iodoform test, or we call haloform test. It can be called anything. What happens? Basically, I told beta, beta methyl alcohol gives iodoform test. Gives iodoform test. You should know what is a beta methyl iodoform test. See, what are the carbon? If I take CH3, CH2OH beta, so this is your alpha carbon. This is your alpha carbon, and this is your beta methyl. So ethyl alcohol will give. See here, this will give beta. Why? I've already told you beta. This is if you look at this is alpha. This is beta. So what is a no beta methyl? No beta methyl in the sense what beta? No iodoform test. No iodoform test. Are you getting? So if you look at this is your alpha beta and this is your beta. Here you have methyl. So because beta methyl is present. So what does it give? Gives iodoform test. Gives iodoform test. See here, if you look at beta, this is alpha. Okay, this is beta and this is beta. So here also the same thing, beta. Beta methyl group is present, gives iodo. So what is your answer, beta? Both 2 and 3 will give. 2 and 3 will give. What is the required condition? It should possess a beta methyl alcohol, beta. So at the beta position, one methyl group should be there. Alcohols having a, this is a very, very important test, beta. You will get number of questions on that. Is this clear, beta? Is haloform test or iodoform test? I am repeatedly asking you. Is that clear? I made the chat box public. Please, you get a plenty of questions on this, beta. You should know how to identify this beta methyl. Right, beta, right. Okay. Now, arrange the following. Arrange the following. The correct order of ease of dehydration. Arrange the following in the correct order of ease of dehydration. What is ease of dehydration, beta? What is the dehydration? So I've already told you that. See, ease of dehydration will be ease of dehydration. Basically, okay, directly proportional to stability of carbocation formed. Stability of carbocation formed, or otherwise, what is this? Directly proportional to stability of resultant. Stability of resultant product. Resultant product. These are the two aspects. Either based on this or based on this, you need to determine. See, and one more thing, ease of dehydration decreases from, okay, degree of ease of dehydration decreases, beta, or what we say, rate of dehydration. Rate of dehydration. Rate of dehydration decreases from, okay, benzylic or allylic, or what we say, beta, decreases from tertiary to secondary, secondary to primary. So this is your primary, beta, this is your secondary, and this is your allylic secondary, beta. These two are allylic secondary. Secondary allylic. This is also secondary allylic. See, beta, what happens here? The decreasing order will be this one, beta. Why? This is on dehydration will form a very stable compound. What is a very stable compound, beta? Benzene. Benzene is aromatic compound, beta. Due to aromatic compound, highly stable. Most stable, beta. Most stable. Right. So here it forms a compound. This is on dehydration will form a compound CH2, HCH2, beta. This is a conjugated compound, beta. What is this? Conjugated. And this is on dehydration will form, okay, non-conjugated it will form. So what will be the order? So the order follows. Fourth is more reactive, followed by what? Third, followed by second, followed by first. Is this clear, beta? This ease of dehydration or decreasing order of dehydration. Is this clear, beta? The criteria I am putting to decide. Yeah, that's good, beta. So if you look at the 35th question, what happens here? This is a acidic medium. In acidic medium, what happens? This particular compound will undergo protonation. What happens here? This lone pair of electrons of hydrogen will be given to the proton. So such that what happens? It will get converted into gets a positive charge. Then what happens? This bond will be broken. When this bond breaks, your elimination of water takes place. So due to that elimination of water, what happens here? Here it gets a positive charge. What does a positive charge it get? This is a positive charge here. So this is your first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth one. I am shifting the bond between. So it undergo what is this? Beta? This is you call ring expansion. What do you call beta? Ring expansion you call it. What is this? A C5 to C6 ring expansion. What does it happen? It will be converted into. I'm directly writing it. It will form. So this is your first beta, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Again, right? Here you have the positive charge. Here you have the positive charge. This is your second carbon. Now what happens? Here one hydrogen is there. This will be removed in the form of. This will be removed in the form of what? H plus beta. So finally, it will lead to the formation of a compound. What is the compound it will form? Okay. It will form a compound called what compound it is? This will form benzene. Okay. So what is your answer? What is your answer, beta? Answer is 2, beta. This is also dehydration. This is also a reaction of what? Dehydration. What is getting removed here? Water is getting removed. So these are all some of the questions from the topic of what, beta? Alcohols. I advise you guys to solve the rest of the topic questions. And if it is clear, beta, I would like to start with the next topic. The next topic is that if you revise all the concepts, you will be able to solve all of them better. Phenols, beta. What are phenols, if I ask? What are phenols, beta? Okay. Hydroxy derivatives. Hydroxy derivatives in which hydroxyl group is attached to benzene ring or aromatic ring are known as what, beta? Phenols, we call them. Okay, what is the difference here is that suppose this is your benzene, beta. If one of the hydrogen or one or more than one hydrogen, beta, what I do here, I replace one of the hydrogen with one H, beta. The resultant compound is called as what, beta? This is your phenol, beta. What do you call this? Phenol. Okay, or you can also derive two hydroxy groups, beta, something like this. Okay, if I replace it, if I add two hydroxyl groups by replacing two hydrogens, something like this. It could also be something like this. OH, or what, beta? OH. Okay, OH, It could also be something like this. These are all called as phenols, we call it. Commonly phenols refer to this. So something like this. So what are the names of this compound, beta? This is commonly called, suppose if I take a something compound like this. So this is you call, beta. What do you call it as? This is you call benzene 1,2 dihydroxy benzene, beta. What do you call? Or commonly it is called as, common name of this compound is called as, beta, catechol, beta. What do you call it as? Catechol. This is you call resorcinol. This is you call hydroxyquinol. Hydroxyquinol. What do you call it? Hydroxyquinone, you call it. Right? So what is the, here if you look at what is the difference between alcohols and phenols, beta. See, if you look at this is you call, okay, here if I take, beta, if I take something like this, this is your alcohol, beta. And if you took it here, so this is your phenol, beta. See, what are the main differences? This is a sp3 hybridized carbon. This is your sp2 hybridized carbon. sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay, here it is also having 2 lone pairs. Here it is also having 2 lone pairs. If this bond length, if you consider this bond length, this is x, beta. If you consider this bond length as y, here what we can say, x is greater than y, beta. What does this mean? The bond length of CsP3O is greater than the bond length of CsP2O, beta. Why? See, your percentage of S character is less, beta. Your percentage of S character is more. And if you are comparing the electronic, what is this, beta? This is your bond length. Bond length. Suppose if I compare, okay, electron negativity of carbon, beta. What happens here? The electron negativity of this CsP2 hybridized carbon is greater than CsP3 hybridized carbon. This is the 2 important aspects. Okay, and if you are talking about the nomenclature, beta, if you are talking about the nomenclature, I already told you. Okay, see, this phenol is commonly known as, commonly called as carbolic acid. Carbolic acid. What is phenol, beta? This particular compound, either it will be called as a phenol, or it is also called as a carbolic acid. Carbolic acid. And if I am talking about the methyl phenols are called as, phenols are known as crizols, beta. What they are called as? Crizols. What are crizols, sir? Suppose if I take this is your, okay, OH, beta. This is your CH3. This is commonly called ardocrisol. Suppose if I take something like this, what do you call, beta? This is you commonly called as metacrisol. What do you call it as? This is you call metacrisol. And if I take something like this, what do you call, beta? This is you call paracrisol. What do you call, beta? Paracrisol you call. Okay, I've already told you dihydroxy derivatives. And if I take something like this, what do you call, beta? So this is you call, okay, ardonitrophenol. Okay, or as per IUPAC, what you can call it? As per IUPAC, you can call this as Okay, 2-nitro phenol you call it. Okay, and what do you call it? This is you call metanitrophenol. What do you call it? Metanitrophenol. Or you call it as what? 3-nitrophenol. Both are same beta. It doesn't make any much difference. If I take something like this, what do you call beta? This is you call paranitrophenol. Paranitrophenol. Or it is just called beta what? Okay, 4-nitrophenol you call. 4-nitrophenol. How beta? So this is you have to consider first carbon beta, second carbon, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, something like this. See, if I take a something compound in this manner, especially this compound is important beta. What do you call it as? If I write something like this, what do you have to call beta? This is you call. If I write something like this, what do you have to call beta? This is you call. You have to give the numbering beta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is you call. Okay, 2,4 dinitro phenol beta. Suppose if I write something like this, these are very important beta. Why I am discussing, you should aware of all these names. If I write something like this, what do you call it as? What do you call it? This is you call. You can number either of the direction, but it doesn't make any difference. You can go clockwise or anti-clockwise. So this is you call 2,4,6 trinitro phenol. We call it. Importantly, this is also called as picric acid. Beta. What it is called? Picric acid. Though it is an alcohol, we call it as picric acid. Why beta? Because of the presence of 3 strong electron withdrawing group, its acidic strength is this is important beta. This particular compound is a little bit important. Try to remember this. I'll tell you this in the further discussion also. Are you getting it? So some of the trihydroxy derivatives are there beta. Suppose if I write something like this, these are called trihydroxy derivative. This is you call pyrogallol. What do you call? Pyrogallol you call it. If I write something like this, this is you call fluoroglucinol. What do you call it as? What do you call it? Fluoroglucinol. Suppose if I give a compound beta, if I give a compound, so what is the name of this compound? What is the IUPAC name? Can you answer this better? I'll open the chat box. Try to tell me this. What is the name of this compound? You will be given options something like this. Okay. One second, beta. One second. Beta. I'll take some different group here. What I'll take is that. Yeah, no problem. You can take this number also. Okay, 2, okay, something like this. Options you will be given. 2 bromo. Okay. 4,6 dinitro phenol. I open the chat box beta. You can comment. Okay. 2,4 okay, 6 bromo, 2,4 dinitro phenol. If I give something like this, okay, both, none beta. What is the answer? See beta, what is the criteria? This is your answer beta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. According to what beta? According to alphabetic rule. Alphabetic rule. Okay. Numbering should be done. Numbering should be done from bromine side beta. Why beta? Why? Since B comes alphabetically first, then N beta. While writing also you have to write to 2 bromo. Okay, you will get some other options, but I can give you some options like this. I can give the same options like this also. Okay, 2, 4, 6 dinitro, 6 bromo. Okay, this is also one possibility, is that 6 bromo. Phenol beta. This is one option I could do. Another option if I want to give. Okay, this is I can give beta. What is this, sir? This is I can give 4,6 dinitro, 2 bromo, 2 bromophenol. So while writing also properly, this is a way of writing it. Is that clear beta? Is that clear? Beta, your lowest locant is same beta. Vineta, if I go anywhere, if I take however I take if I take any manner, however you take beta, however you take, numbering will be this one only beta. 2 plus 4 plus 6 only it comes, however you take. Here first locant is same. Okay, first locant is same beta. First locant is same, and lowest sum is also same. Lowest sum is also same. Then I am going is that what beta? Alphabetic rule I am going. Is that clear? 35th question, beta. I'll explain, beta. I'll explain. However you go, lowest sum will be this one beta. How much it comes? 12 it comes in the both the direction. Are you getting this? What is 35th question? See beta, this 35th question I have already explained you. This is a ring expansion beta. What is this? This is you call ring expansion. So 5-member ring is converting it. This is your 5-member ring beta. What is this? 5 carbon ring. Now if you look at here, this is become 6 carbon ring. It's you call ring expansion, you call it. Are you getting it beta? See, this bond will be broken. Right. So this carbon is taken a part of the ring. This kind of examples I've already discussed 4, 5 beta before. Try to revise them once. So if I want to tell you a little bit more about this phenol beta, this phenol, okay, phenol was discovered by a scientist called phenol was discovered by a scientist called Runge beta in the middle oil of coal tar beta. Coal tar is nothing but This petroleum product beta, coal tar distillation. Coal tar distillation we call it as. Is that clear, beta? So what I would like to do is that, see, these are all the questions of alcohols, beta. Regarding phenols, I'll discuss the methods of preparation of in the coming class. Okay, in today's class, this is about the phenol, beta. If you look at it, see, beta, this is your phenol, which is also called as commonly what we got, carbolic acid you call. Okay, this is the introduction part which is given. These are called orthocrezoles, metacrezoles, which is also called beta 2-methyl-phenyl according to the IUPAC, 2-methyl-phenol. Okay, 3-methyl-phenyl, 4-methyl-phenol. Okay, and if you look at it, so the IUPAC names of this catechol is called beta. What is the IUPAC name of catechol, beta? Benzene 1,2 diol. Resorcinol is called as benzene 1,3 diol. Right, beta? Pyrogalal. If you look at beta, these are the nomenclature, beta. And some important compound, if you are talking about beta, these are some derivatives of. So this is particular compound is called as aspirin, beta, which is called, which is used as a antipyretic agent. Antipyretic agent. Beta. What is mean by antipyretic agent in the sense which reduces fever, beta. Drugs that reduces body temperature, are all called as antipyretics or analgesics. They are called, beta. Okay, so this is this is a phenol derivative, beta. What is this? Phenol derivative, which is used as a drug, beta. And if you look at this particular compound, this is also a particular compound which is called so if you look at it, beta, so this is also a particular derivative, beta. This is also phenol derivative. This is you call paracetamol, you call, beta. What do you call it as? You call it a paracetamol, you call it as. Right? Paracetamol, you call it. These two are used as antipyretic agents. What is antipyretic agents? Drugs that reduces the body temperature are called as antipyretic agents, beta. These are some of the commercially important compounds of compounds of what, beta? Phenols. And the rest of the topic will be continued in tomorrow's class. I would like to conclude the today's class here itself, beta. If it is clear, I'll open the chat box. If you have any doubts, you can ask, beta. Yeah, I'll send the PDF. See, let me tell you, beta, what I've told you there. I've told you, nothing I've told, beta. If I look at this, what I was discussing there, okay, the IUPAC name of this particular compound, beta, this is so IUPAC called 2-methyl-phenol, beta. As per IUPAC, you call it as 2-methyl phenol. You call this as 3-methyl phenol. This is what I was showing, 3-methyl phenol. This is you call 4-methyl phenol beta. What do you call it as? 4-methyl phenol you call it as. See, as per IUPAC, this compound is called beta. This is called okay, benzene diol beta. Benzene 1,2 diol it is called. This is as per IUPAC, it is called as benzene 1,3 diol beta. And what it is called? As per IUPAC, this is called benzene 1,4 diol you call it. And regarding the commercially important compounds, what I was saying is that so this is a particular compound beta which is called, this is a compound which is generally called, okay, acetyl salicylic acid, which is generally called aspirin beta. What do you call? Aspirin you call. It's a drug beta. And one more compound which we call, this is you call, okay, so paracetamol beta. Paracetamol you might be knowing. Paracetamol. So these two drugs are used as, these are phenol derivatives beta. What are these two? These two are called phenol derivatives. What they are called beta? Phenol derivatives they are called, which are used as drugs. That is, they act as antipyretic agents, antipyretic and analgesic. What they are called? Analgesic agents. What is mean by antipyretic? Antipyretic means beta, antipyretic drugs means drugs that reduce body temperature. Reduce body temperature all called antipyretic beta. Analgesics means, analgesic drugs means drugs that reduces body pains beta. Reduce body pains are called as analgesics. These two are used as either antipyretics or, okay, analgesics. No, beta, these compounds comes under the chemistry in everyday life. Beta, there is a subject chapter for drugs. There we'll come across with them. Let me take your doubts, beta. I am discussing the last compound. I'll send you the PDF, beta. Don't worry. Acid catalyzed hydrogen follows, Marconi cup, and yes, beta, in addition it follows. Yes, Sachin. This comes under a concept called chemistry in everyday life, beta. That is called drugs. So I think I have taken all the doubts. Shall I conclude, beta? I'll send the PDF. Beta. I'll send the PDF. Coal tar. Coal tar is nothing, beta. See, about this coal tar we will discuss, beta. Whenever we discuss about the, okay, petrol and petrol products, there we will have the discussion about the, okay, coal tar, how to separate this phenol from the coal tar. That we will have a separate discussion, but I'll tell you about that. Okay, so remaining will be discussed in the coming class, beta. That's all for today. Okay, see you tomorrow. Have a good day, beta.